What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? I'm going to wait for a few more people to come in. If you're catching this on the replay, what's good with you? Leave your girl a comment and let me know you stopped by. If you have any responses to this video, go ahead and leave it. You know I'm going to respond right back. So it's just like you right here with us. But in the future, please make sure you turn on your notifications. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already doing so, so you won't miss when I go live. But how's everybody doing on this lovely Sunday? Your girl went to church and I wasn't going to go live today. I was like, oh, I think on Sundays I'm going to go to church and kind of take it easy on Sundays because you need one day out the week to rest where you do no work and you just chill and you unwind and you get your wits about you for the upcoming week. But I was watching YouTube videos as I normally do, and I need to probably not watch YouTube videos as well because if I see something, I'm going to comment on it, right? And that's what I should be doing, really, is like not doing it today. But I got some stuff to say, guys. You guys saw the thumbnail, so I'm going to wait until I get a few more people in before I get into it and I get a few more likes. When you come on in and hit that like button, guys. Do not delay. And go ahead and drop a comment and say hello so I can say hi right back. Don't come in here. Hey, Edward, how are you doing, honey? How is it going in, I'm going to say this wrong. I'm going to say it wrong. Harlem. How's it going in Harlem? What's the weather like? How are you doing, buddy? But as I was saying, I did go to church today. I had a very lovely day. Um, I got my baby girl Dream over. I'm on babysitting duty, y'all. I don't like babysitting. I love having Dream when she was a toddler. It was fun. She was cute. We did lots of videos. You guys can see them if you go to her playlist. Life is but a dream. I would do some content with her right now, but Dream be tripping. Hey, keep pushing. How's your Sunday going? Thanks for tuning in. You're working in West Village at work. Guys, we're about to get into some things on this Peach McIntyre front. I'm just seeing some disturbing things. So, guys, do me a favor when you come in, like I said, and just hit the like button. Let's get the likes up and let's get a few people in. You're blessed. That's good to hear. Keep pushing. Thanks for coming by as we talk about Miss Peach McIntyre. It was hot today. You know what? It's a little cooler here. Yesterday was so hot. Oh my gosh. It was just so hot. Ugh. I like when it's sunny outside, but now that I'm getting older, guys, I don't like the hot weather too much. I don't like it. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't like it at all. I can't wait to fall. I love the fall months because it's still sunny and it's just starting to cool down. Right? Yes, I'm glad I went to church too. You know, it has been a year since I went to church, which is crazy. It is so crazy that it's been a year. But I kind of been a church hopper the last couple of years. I did join a church, but when COVID happened, it kind of closed down. And so I started going to this church that was down the street from my house. And it was okay, but I don't know. But today I went to church and I really, I enjoyed myself. I'm not going to say I didn't. I feel good about the church. So I'm going back next Sunday for sure. Yes, you know what? Actually, um, this weekend was my daughter's birthday, so she just turned 18 at work. So her and her cousins and my daughter, they're all hanging out together. did some things last night. They went out and ate. I mean, it's just a whole weekend. So they're actually at the beach. I would have loved to have gone to the beach, but they left me home to babysit Edward. Like, that's what happens when you're a grandmother and a mother. You don't get to go all the time. But I'm glad that they did because they're all, um, the cousins are like 19, 20, 18, and my daughter and my niece, they drove down. It's a bunch of them. It's a bunch of kids that age. And they got supervision. They got, older. They got older ones with them, so they can't do too much. But thank you, Edward. Thank you. I'm getting a good amount of people in here, so I am gonna start it off. Like I said, hit the like button when you come in, guys, and let's get into this about Peach McIntyre and Wood. Um, Let me just type something in the chat real fast. And let me know where you're from. What city are you guys from so I can properly say hi to you all. If you don't say, hey, what's going on? What's good with you? I don't know where you're from. Thank you. Keep pushing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. She's really, you know what? My daughter came in today before I went to church. She said, Mom, can you pray for me? I said, what's the matter? What's wrong? She said, nothing. I just forgot to tell God, thank you that I made it to 18. And I was just like, wow, I'm doing something right. I was like, wow, I can't believe that. Tampa, Florida. Oh, keep pushing. Oh, she said, your girl Peach, stay putting y'all down. And but you know what's so funny? I just watched her go to and do some Peach did some walks down memory lane yesterday. She went to all of the old houses and she even saw a cousin and she stopped. The cousin didn't know that was her, but she stopped for somebody that didn't want to speak to her family. She did stop and say hi to the cousin or whatever. And he said, I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, what? The way she comes on here and dogs Tampa and dogs her family, you proud of that? Because she's making a little money, you're proud of that? Okay, I guess, Um, but then maybe he knows a little bit more. Maybe he feels like, he doesn't feel anything about her going on there and talking about the family. But I just found it odd that you speak so, the way she speaks about Tampa, the way she puts Tampa down, but she's always mentioning Tampa and always Tampa this, Tampa that. And then, she hates her mom, she hates her family, but she's always bringing them up. And today she went back and then numerous times I had fun growing up here. I had fun growing up here. You know, we live right here. I loved it right here. I loved when we lived in this house. So it just was like, it was just a little odd to me. I don't know. But what's even more odd to me is the way Peach McIntyre treats her husband. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're not really even it was just disturbing to me that when Peach, I understand the trolling. I understand because she's never going to do anything different. She's only going to do what she feels like is working for her and her audience because she can't really go and try to change it up because even if she changes it up, her audience doesn't really care to see the more positive Peach. They want to see the rage baiting Peach who puts down others, who curses people out. They kind of want to see that, and an audience like Melanie Case or like Just Be Cooking or let me see, like a positive channel with, I'm trying to think about people who have nine children like her, like the Henrys, people like that, that's not really gonna cut it for Peach because Peach has come on here and already been so dysfunctional. And then everything we know about Peach, like nobody's gonna give her, and that's why Peach never really went out. She said, "Well, I don't want the." She says she didn't really care to have brand deals, and I'm gonna say this: brand deals are not the end all to be all. The end all to be all is to really get your page popping, and once you get your page popping, you should have your own merch. You should have your own products to sell, your own classes because that's the game, right? People are starting to realize, wait a minute, here I am with all this big reach, with all of this engagement. Why would I go somewhere else and help somebody else sell their products for peanuts, basically, right? And like if you look at your Tabitha Browns, if you look at your Kylie Jenners, if you look at influencers like that, they are not really selling. Well, Kylie Jenner's a little bit different. She sold her makeup line, right? But once she sold her makeup line, then now she's kind of doing a little brand. She's but she's probably making millions, right? To do that. Probably more than her makeup line would have sold for. But we see Rihanna, we see Beyonce. Beyonce is trying hard to get that influencer back because she's seen what Kylie Jenner was able to do with her name, just posting pictures on Instagram. And she saw what Rihanna is now able to do. Rihanna could care less about music. Rihanna toured 8 times. Rihanna has 8 albums out. Rihanna still sells music. She still sells more music than people that's putting out new albums. Rihanna don't have to do anything but be a mom like she is doing now. She's a mom. She's on her third baby. Rihanna do not care about the music business, and I don't blame her. She did that. She's not going to make as much money selling music and touring as she would with her brand, and that's where Beyonce really wants to get to. That's why she has the sacred. That's why she has the Sir Davis, right? I'm digressing, but I'm making a point, so stick with me here. So I get why Peach McIntyre wouldn't want really care to be a brand ambassador. It's cool and affiliate marketing is cool, but if you get the kind of engagement that Peach gets, if you are if you are if you have that many eyeballs on you, Peach should really have something. She does her classes sometimes, but people only buy those classes when they're new to her page or like when they felt sorry for her and those kids, they didn't want to see them get evicted. So a lot of people bought the classes just to help her out. Because as soon as she got the money and she was able to get the house, Peach can't really even sell her stuff for $1. So Peach needs to kind of reinvent herself. But it seems like Peach is she's reaching for low hanging fruit, right? But she's doing so at her husband's expense. And that's what I want to talk about tonight. I feel like Peach uh I feel like Wood is Cinderella, right? Like every time you see him, he's got babies in his arms, he's got a mop in his hands, he's got a drill in his hand, he's scrubbing the floor, he's scrubbing a chair, he's making her bath water. Like it's like he's slaving over there, like he's trying to earn his keep. And I know people say Peach gives him money, but it's like she intentionally allows her kids to tear up and stand on the chairs and make everything filthy so he would have to, right? And it's like he's cleaning up. Cause she said, my husband loved the house clean, and you single women will never understand. Okay, well, that's fine, but single mother or not. Thank you, Edward. I appreciate that. Absolutely keep pushing. When God wakes us up in the morning, He absolutely gives us a chance to keep it right. It's millions of black people, women are moving with free will and grace successfully. Right, right. And I like, Melanie K seems to have it down. She shows different ways to live life, you know, managing a large family. When she's outside cooking, her husband will come out and help her cook. Her kids seem to be very well mannered. They take them out and they all go out as a family. Sometimes she'll separate with some kids. The husband will separate some kids and then she'll let the older kids go off on their own. I think that married couples should work together as a team. I think that they should be a team when it comes to the roles and the roles each will play. Like, say for instance, as a content, just because Peach is a content creator and just because she's doing all the filming, all the editing, that does not mean that Wood is not playing a part. And a lot of people get that wrong, and a lot of people say, well, he doesn't do anything. If I look at, and I'm going to go to Peach McIntyre's page and just humor me, just give me a second. If I go to her page and I look at her shorts, right? If I go to the last shorts, there's one of Wood. Okay, there's two. And now she did do some shorts that she broke down from doing a walk down memory lane, right? But she has one, two, uh, three, four. Like if you just look at her page, a great deal of the content features Wood. Wood running her bath water. Wood making mustard fried chicken. Wood making his pork chops. Wood with the bucket and the mop in his hand. Wood outside cooking on the stone fire grill. Wood blowing up the new toys for the kids. You know, and so on and so forth. And and Peach's mind, women are just jealous. Single mothers are jealous of Wood and her relationship. Um, I don't think single women are jealous of Wood and Peach at all. Like, I don't think single women look at Peach and Wood's relationship and say, gosh, I wish I had a husband like that, that would cook and clean all day. I think most women would want their man to take on the man's role and probably assist them, like they would work together. I feel like nowadays men and women work and then they both share the household duties or, the parenting duties. It doesn't seem like Wood has a very much say in how Peach runs the household. She should never want to strip her husband from his manhood. Then he would be weak in protecting it, would be weak in providing, and he would be weak in showing his children how to. Right, right. Because why would you, like I said, as a woman, I am a single mom, and I don't plan to get married until my children are grown and gone. My youngest is 13, so at minimum, it would be 5 years. If I were to date somebody and to become very happy with them and they were to ask me to marry them, um, I would have to take my children in consideration first. So it would be no. So I just date for, companionship, date for fun. I don't date with the intention on being in a relationship or being married to somebody. So there's that. When I was married, um, I feel like we both, I feel like my husband had more to do with how the kids were raised, and he would have a say so over that more so than anything. And I just don't know any man, and I say men, I don't know any man that will be outside on a hot summer's day cutting the grass when he has sons outside, sons. Even Choice, and she always blames Choice's autism, but the reason why he runs amok the way he does is because he doesn't have any chores, he doesn't have any responsibilities other than taking care of Teddy. He just runs amok. However, if he was allowed to go outside and mow the grass, then guess what? A lot of his temperament would be moderated because he's high strung because he has a lot of energy. But if he was allowed to go outside and mow the lawn and help his father do things, then he wouldn't be so. And I work with autistic kids, and so this is not just me saying something off the top of my head. You still have to give somebody who's autistic, you still have to give them a routine and help them have a life that isn't just the way he is. Choice isn't, he eats whatever he wants, and he pretty much runs the show. I don't think, when a lot of times when you see her showing Choice is in the background. He's very loud. He's very loud, and he's, dare I say it, obnoxious. He doesn't have a filter, right? And then I saw the kids' bedroom, and I mean, she said, well, I'll allow them to eat in their room. Okay, if that was your house that you owned, that would be fine. Well, it wouldn't be fine, but I'm saying if that was your own house and you owned it, then you could let your children treat your home any way you wanted to, right? But that's not Peach's home. That's someone else's home. And you're not teaching your kids to respect other people's property. That's an issue. Like, sure, it could be cleaned up, sure, things could be paid for, sure, things could be fixed. But why allow it to get to that point? Like, how were your children able to come upstairs and tear up a room like that where they have food everywhere and it was stuff completely everywhere? Like, where were you where they were allowed to mess up like that? Like, that leads me to believe that they didn't have any supervision. Yes, a lot of people like cutting the yard, keep pushing. A lot of people like cutting the yard and being outside and gardening. But with a family that size, usually the whole family would help out, right? The kids that could. Usually, most kids, like she said, my son's going to enjoy having a childhood. Most boys, when they want to earn extra money, they will go out. They will get the family's lawnmower out of the garage. They will get a can of gas, and they go up and down the street asking people if they want their yards done so that they can make extra money. That's the way the boys do it. Or let me do some yard work because it adds character and it teaches them that they have a man that doesn't work don't eat. Like there's no way I have a 17, almost 18-year-old boy and he's just sitting around the house. Like he has testosterone. His hormones dictate that he gets outside and work and moves his, and that, it moves his large muscles. It's just common sense. I don't get it. I don't get why she feels that. And a lot of her thinking is, she said her mom made her clean up all the time. She was a childhood slave. Well, if she was a childhood slave because her mom made her clean up all the time, what does that make Wood? What does that make Wood if Peach was a childhood slave? I'm just really saying. He's not allowed to Now he's at home all the time. First she said, well, he gets a break. Everybody deserves a break. So he was getting a break for one night out on the town, out of the week. But when he comes home, and you could tell that he's just so tired, and I mean, he just smiles. I wonder what his family thinks about it. He's not allowed to see his family. He's not allowed to spend time with his mother. Peach said that she wanted him to drop his family for her. She doesn't want him to do anything for his mother. She don't want him to go over there and cut her grass. She don't want him to go over there and do nothing for his mother. She wants him to be at home all the time, putting up curtains, putting up TVs, even if the kids break them. She wants him to put them up again, even if the kids make spills all day, and she wants him to clean it up all day. But she doesn't want the kids to clean up. And I wonder if Wood is okay with that. And I wonder how much she pays him to do that, to look so emasculated on YouTube. Like, I just feel like there's a way to get to the bad a lot smarter and a lot better than that. Like, there's so many things that they could do. How many people want to see Wood outside mowing the lawn versus how many more people would want to see Wood showing Choice how to mow the lawn? Choice, who's autistic. How many more people would want to see Wood showing McKay how to use the clippers and how to cut his own hair? I think people would want to see that more. That's more family oriented instead of we see. And then how about you get McIntyre to scrub those chairs? I think people would want to see that a lot more than just seeing Wood do it, if I'm being honest. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Sorry about that. My apologies. Um, yes, but I feel like there's a better way for Peach to make money than for Peach to exploit her husband in that manner. There's so many more ways that you can make money as a content creator. I can teach her. There's affiliate marketing, there's brand deals, there's merch, right? Once you get the people to buying into what you're selling, what you're doing into your brand, then you could sell the water to Shamu, right? You could sell anything. You can be an author and write books. As a matter of fact, lots of authors, they start social media platforms so that they can go ahead and sell their books. If you are a traditional author, you're expected to have a platform of at least 10,000 Instagram followers right off the bat, or there's no deal. So that just goes to show you how big social media is and how important um, the influencer market is. There's no reason why you should have to exploit somebody and you have millions of people watching you. Let me go to Peach's page. Let me let you guys listen to something. Well, first of all, let me go over there and let's see how many. Peach has 648,000 subscribers, right? And Peach has 485,300 and no 485,303,571 views. She's almost at a half a billion views. Somebody with that type of social media real estate, they don't need to exploit their husband. So why is she doing it? I know she always says, I'm going to pay you back for that one. Um, and she said Wood used to say she was his safe space, right? And she doesn't want to be his safe space anymore. If she means being his doormat, I get that. Who wants to be somebody's doormat? I'm not being a doormat for anybody. You're not going to cheat on me and keep cheating on me, and I just keep taking it. As a matter of fact, you gotta go. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go right now. Gotta go, gotta go. You guys remember that? You gotta go. I mean, if you can't treat me right, you just gotta leave. I'm not gonna have you around being my kid's role model if I hate you that much, and if what you did was that to that point that But now it's like, no, my kids aren't going to aren't going to clean up. They're going to enjoy being kids. But why are they messing up? I can see you not having them cook and clean, okay? Like, okay, but everybody should scrape their dish, rinse it off, load it in the dishwasher. Every child should be made to sit down when they're eating and then clean up whatever mess they made around their chair, wipe off their chair. They should be able to clean after themselves. All the kids that are old enough that can do it. And she has 6 children that are old enough to scrape their plates, rinse them off in the sink, and load the dishwasher. Washer. It's called showing them how to take care of themselves. It's just like you would show a child how to bathe themselves and how to clean their room and make up their bed. Like, I know moms like that never make their kids wash dishes, which is just crazy. Like, and you burnt out and you ragged and you tired because your kids aren't helping. Hey, Mama Three, what's going on? How's it going tonight? It's a little hot. I done moved over here to the vanity. Um, Guys, I am not. I'm not gonna say all that. I'm not gonna say where I am, but I wasn't supposed to go live today. And then I got the grandchild over, so ugh. If I were to go live, she's just being loud and obnoxious, honey. Yeah. But even her, my grandchild is 2, and she knows how to pick up things. I'm like, no, you pick that up. Because first of all, if you make a mess, you can clean. If you're big enough to make up a mess, you're big enough to clean it up. You came back for your walk with the little one. I'm not even gonna front, Mama Three. I haven't been working out. I haven't really felt up to it. I've been keeping up with my diet. Um, the first 5 days I lost 14 pounds, but this week I slowed down considerably, and I'm fine with that. I don't want to lose too much weight too fast. I mean, it's not healthy and it won't look right. So, but this past week, I lost 4 pounds. And I don't know if I'm doing something differently this week. I think the first 14 pounds was a lot of water weight. But then a couple of days, it's like I went back up a couple of pounds, and I kind of stayed there for 2 days, and then I went down again. So, but I'm okay with this rhythm. I'm okay to lose 4 pounds a week, but I think I want to lose a little bit more weight before I really start working out. But I just been doing like a little cardio around the house, like a few little donkey kicks and stretching and things like that. But what I do want to do is have my daughter's friend bring my walking pad inside. My walking pad was in the house, and we had some things going on in the house, and we took it outside and we never brought it back in. Those walking pads are heavy. Oh, the little one said, "Come on, mommy, let's go for a walk." I know that's right. And because you're teaching him, and that's what this live is more so about, what we're teaching our kids and the expectations and the roles we have for our family. I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm not here to, I'm just using these people as an example, right? Because you took your son out for a walk. Now he's expecting that he had fun doing it, number one. And I love being outside. I love being out on the porch, gossiping with my mom and grandma, or just sitting outside. And I'm going to tell my mom, let's do that tomorrow. We haven't done that at all this summer. Like, let's have some, usually I would say let's have lemonade or tea, but I'm going to say let's have our ice water and sit outside as the sun goes down because it's so nice. And it's just a whole different type of thing, right? Because in the winter it's cold. In the fall, where I live at least, it's windy. Um, but in the summer, it's warm outside, but it's a cool little breeze situation going on. So I'm glad to hear that your son is motivating you. Um, I said I wanted to start walking on the walking pad indoors, like start myself, because you guys know, I don't know if you know, but I have asthma. So I want to start off slow, maybe like 5, 10 minutes on the walking pad until I build myself up. And then I can start walking a mile. I want to build myself up to like a mile. 20 minutes is a mile. 20 minutes. I think it takes me 30 minutes to walk a mile. I don't know, but it used to be, I used to could walk 2 miles, 2 or 3 miles in an hour, but yeah. So, guys, I'm going to let you hear. Tomorrow you start the walking challenge. What's the walking challenge, real quick? Right. I want to do like the walking pad indoors because it's just really too hot for me right now to be trying to puff around the track. So I'll be doing my walking. I said I would concentrate on, because it's enough for me to not eat fast food, to not drink soda. That's enough for me. I want to, and then too, I kind of have it to where I want to lose lose as much water weight and get a big bang this month with just changing my eating. And this next month, I'll incorporate more exercise, and that'll actually compensate for, because after a while, I'm going to plateau. So I just want to switch it up. Like next month, I want to add the walking pad. Month 3, I want to add some weights and just, keep progressing that way. And then next month, I probably want to start, like tomorrow, I wanted to do meatless Monday, right? I got beans, I got some red beans, and I got a little rice. And then I got my Greek yogurt and strawberries, which is so good. After I had such a sweet tooth yesterday, guys. Oh my gosh. I wanted something sweet bad. And I was like, "Oh yeah, you have the Greek yogurt." So I got the Greek yogurt and I sliced up strawberries and I put a little honey. It tastes to me it tastes better than strawberry ice cream. It was really good, probably because I haven't been having a lot of sugar. So yeah. So yeah, but let's get back to Peach McIntyre. Oh, 5 of your internet sister are basically betting to see who takes the most steps within the next 5 weeks. Now, how are you guys keeping track of that? I know at one point I used to be a part of like a Fitbit crew. Do you guys all have like Fitbits or Apple Watches where you can see where everybody's doing? Yeah, 4 pounds is good. Like they say, 1 to 2 pounds a week is ideal. So I know it's gonna slow down. You have an app. That's great. I hope you win, Mama Three. Is there a wager, or is it just for health reason? It's called Step Bet. Oh, so do you guys have to contribute money to that? Do you contribute money to that, and then somebody wins at the end? They get the pot, because that's a good idea too, and it keeps you motivated. That's a good way to stay motivated. You each put $30. Okay, that's not too much, but it's a nice. If you win, it's $150, and if you win, you win because you got the most steps in, and you also were able to get that. You know, definitely good motivation, right? So this is a video that I actually was watching another reactor, and she she had did a little short right now about it, and this is what your girl Peach put out
You
here.
know, I gotta understand that we live a totally different life. See me, I'm not a single mother. I got a husband. See me, my husband, he gonna get up and cut the yard. The fact that you hoes have come up with the conclusion that my son, our son, needs to cut the yard after seeing me take his father, my husband, a bottle of water. It's crazy. So, oh, he need to be here 17. No, that's what you gotta do because you ain't got no man. That's what you gotta do because you can't call your baby daddy. And then calm down. My husband don't like all that. He don't like all that. He peaceful. But I like all that. That's what you hoes need to learn. Those of you in my comments like, oh my goodness, most of your followers are single moms. How dare you say something about single moms? I know you hoes are single moms because only a single mom would solution. My husband not motherfucking complaining about cutting our motherfucking yard. You hoes want to get in my comments and be like, oh my goodness, he's cutting the yard. His son, Gregory, should be cutting the yard. No, ho, that's what you gotta go do. You gotta go tap your 17-year-old son and say, hey, go cut the yard. You a man. You need to grow. This is gonna teach you responsibility. He gonna learn by watching his daddy. And when my 17-year-old son get old enough to get his own home, we're gonna give him a motherfucking lawnmower. And his daddy will then at that time show him how to cut the yard. He'll cut his own yard. Until then, he ain't gotta cut no motherfucking grass. He gets to enjoy being a child. He don't gotta watch. Definitely good motivation, right?
Why does what I'm always like, YouTube allows this kind of talk? YouTube allows Peach to put people down like that? I don't get it. Why YouTube allows that? Like if it was you or I know for certain our pages would be taken down. So why is Peach McIntyre allowed to curse like that and use that type of language, first of all? And two, why is she allowed to pick on black women? It's not enough that she's picking on her husband. How is she allowed to pick on, you know, hey K Money, how are you? Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Did you hit that like button coming in, sir? Because she makes them money, but it's crazy. They've taken other pages for less. I mean, that is exploitation that she's doing to that man. And he's like, he's like, even like, I know he has to feel some kind of way. And I kind of feel like, and I'm not saying this in no way, shape, or form to denigrate Wood or to put him down, but I feel like Wood doesn't have uh, average intelligence. I feel like he has below average intelligence, and that's why she's able to. Hold on, guys. Sorry, guys, y'all. That was the grandbaby coming in here. The grandbaby comes in here, it's over with. She's with her aunties right now, but I feel like she's taking advantage of someone who may not be mentally able to defend himself against her. I just really feel that way because it's just his disposition, and I could be wrong because Wood never really talks on camera, and when he does, he gives very shy, very docile. Yes, but she can make money, like I was saying earlier, Mama Three. There's a lot of other ways that she can make money. She doesn't have to put her husband down and mistreat him to make the money. I don't know if he likes doing those things because he's like, okay, cutting the grass, sure. Uh, some people feel like they can get outdoors. I know people who like to do gardening. I know people who like to get outside and cut the grass. I used to be in a summer camp, and we would go outside and we would have to water the grass and we would have to cut down trees. I mean, it was so fun. Um, And so I liked it. I like being outside. I like being in nature. So some people like that. But Mama Three, come on now. Do you really think he like scrubbing those chairs every other day because those kids keep soiling them like that? That man was. Go to her page, Mama Three. Go to Peach's page. If you go there right now, okay, and if you go to her shorts and you scroll down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe it's on his page. Let me go to his page. If you go to Everyday with Wood and you go to, yeah, a lot of people are saying that they can't with her. It's like enough is enough. But if you go to his shorts, right? And I try not to watch her. I don't. But what happens is she's in my algorithm, or because of the type of content I do, sometimes I'll see, like right now, since I'm losing weight, why do they have me in the 600 pound, in the what is it called? My 600 pound life or something like that. Why am I in that algorithm? Like, come on, stop playing with me, YouTube. I am not 600 pounds. But because I've been talking about weight loss, that's all I have is a bunch of weight loss videos. I'm like, come on, stop playing. But you know what? It is a reminder. It is a reminder to stay on track. And it's hard. It is so hard because I'm used to eating whatever I want, whenever I want, uh, without any inhibitions, you know. So now I'm learning that for myself. But yes, if you go to like on his page, mowing the lawn with the putting the kids bounce house up. What is he doing? Cleaning the baby's room. Then he's cooking dinner. Then he's mopping the floor. Then he's vacuuming. Then he's restocking the baby's supplies. Then he's cooking breakfast. Then he's outside on the Blackstone grill. Then he's putting up some curtains. Then he's barbecuing. Then he's driving a boat. Then he's fixing up the barber shop. Then she actually has a belt, a whole entire belt with this man on camera. She's got a belt. What does she do? That's what I want to know. Like, you pick up the camera and you're filming him while he does it all. Every now and again, she'll cook a dinner, or every now and again, you'll see her putting the twins to bed. She'll have the twins in the bed. But she's not doing any heavy lifting. And she says, I love it that I have a husband that hates a dirty house. Here Wood is on the floor, on his hands and knees, scrubbing the floor. Remind you, I know that's not a word, but I say that. I like saying that. Remind you, they just got to this new house in April. It is only July. In this video is a month ago. So 2 months in, he already needs to get on his hands and knees and scrub the floors. I mean, he's scrubbing and he's scrubbing. That's crazy. I couldn't do it to nobody. I couldn't have, not even my children. Even if they made the mess, I'd be down there helping them. When my children were 2 and 3, and this is probably because, right, like, what was she doing on a farm? When she had those 2 babies, you know what I said to myself? This is what I said because I was so naive to Peach. I said, when she has the twins, she won't be able to run off and leave those kids all the time. She'll have to stay home and help Wood. She would still leave all 9 of those kids with Wood while she goes down memory lane in Tampa. She says she don't live in Tampa, so, which many don't believe, but if she did live in Tampa, or she didn't, she lives close by, right? She still lives in Florida, right? But so consider the drive there and then stopping by each house and filming that. And somebody was with her because I believe somebody else was filming her, probably McKay. So that means Wood is at home with the newborn twins, right? He's at home with uh, a toddler, 2-year-old toddler, a preschooler, a kindergartner, and then an autistic child. So he's home with all of those kids by himself. That's a lot of kids. 8 kids is a lot on anybody. With no nanny, no help. I mean, I understand sometimes she has to go grocery shopping or whatever, but at least get some help. At least get some help. Because right now it's looking like she's taking advantage of him. And I don't care what nobody says. It doesn't matter if he doesn't work. She doesn't work either. And like I said, most of her content is of her videotaping Wood. It's not anything like she went out. They're doing their day to day lives and he's involved in it. So I feel like half of the money is his anyway. And you're not right. All the little ones, Mama Three. You're not going to have me on here looking crazy and I don't get half of this content money. We can, after the bills is paid, after the food is bought, after the kiddos are taken care of, I need my cut and I need half. I don't want some of it. Like you're not, people say, well, she had to give him this and that. She's not giving him enough because if you made 90,000, first of all, we're gonna sit down as a couple. All that going to Walmart every day for the same stuff every day, like you don't need to do that. First of all, we're gonna order this food because you going away for 2 and 3 hours when you could be at home helping me with these kids. Let's do some Walmart orders for the food and stuff like that. Let's do that. And sometimes you could stay home with the kids and I'll go get the groceries and you can do a video of me showing what I got from the store. It's a way that you can do that. Peach don't always have to go to the store. Peach could stay home with the kids sometimes. Right, Mama Three, like switch it up and then that'll give you a chance to switch up the content. You can, and if she does this, guys, you heard it here first. You let Wood and let him take some of the kids with him. Let him take Phenomenal with him. Let him take what's his name? Amazing. Let him take the boys, and you keep the twins, and you keep Gorgeous at home, so Gorgeous can help out with you and the twins. Let him take the boys, and the boys go out. And he said, "My husband went out grocery shopping. This is how he does his shopping." It can be content for his page. It can be content for your page, and he can show everything that he bought at the store. No list for him. Let's see. I sent my husband to the store without a list, or my husband went shopping this time. No list. He's just gonna go get what he would normally get, and we're gonna see how he does. Right, because she makes the money, she makes the rules. And that is crazy. She says, as you guys just heard, she's making fun of single women, but you're a dictator. You're a dictator. That man is your servant. That's not your man. That's your son. That you're treating him like a child. Because I know there's no way that he would on his own allow his kids to run amok like that and not clean up after themselves. I remember when I was still married, guys, my kids were getting older, and up until that around that time, my husband and I, we used to wash the dishes, and that was because they were in school and they had homework after school, right? So we didn't really have chores for them because their thing was to keep their room clean, clean up after themselves, and do their homework. Like even right now, like when my daughter was graduating from high school, and then she had at one point she played football, so she had a lot going on. My concern wasn't for her to clean up and do chores. My concern was making sure that she had everything ready for graduation, that she was getting ready for prom, she was participating in sports. Like when my daughter played football, she would go to school, get up at 6 o'clock, get ready for school, get dropped off at school, and then after school she would go to football practice and sometimes games. So she wouldn't get home till like 7 o'clock. That's 13 hours of being up, and she had like weightlifting classes. She had conditioning, all of that. So No, there was no come home and clean up. On the weekend, she would have chores, but during the week, no. No. So that's just what I'm talking about. Um, why is it that they only can do what Peach wants to do? They can only go where Peach wants to go to. Does Wood ever get the opportunity to say, let's take the kids here for the weekend, or let's do this for the weekend? Now they're not doing anything. Peach said that they would be uh, going somewhere every day this summer, which which we already knew was delusional, right? That was delusional. But at least every weekend, at least once a week, you guys have Disney tickets, you guys have Universal tickets. Now somebody says she just has all those blackout dates, so she said she had Incredible passes, but somebody said she didn't get those tickets. She got like the least expensive tickets, and that's why they're not going to Disney this summer, because when you get those cheap Disney tickets, they have blackout dates for most of the summer. Yeah, now they have the house, and I think the reason why she was probably taking them somewhere before is they were too crowded in the house, and then a lot of probably making a lot of noise. They were in a townhouse, so people were probably hearing all of that. So I think she took them out, and she would take them out every day. She was outside with them at the park almost every day. They were going somewhere practically every day. When they weren't at school, they were doing something. And honestly, to be quite honest, as somebody who, like I said, I worked with special needs children. I worked with special needs adult. I've had my own daycare center, and I've worked as a probation officer. And you have to keep kids busy. You have to keep their minds uh, stimulated. You have to read to them. You have to take them out, take them to the library, take them to sporting events, put them in sports, right? Why aren't her kids in sports? Like all those boys, and you mean to tell me you don't want those boys on somebody's football field? Or I'm a girl mom. I'm a girl mom, and my girls get like, Mom, I need something to do. Let's go do something. Or I want to do track this year. I want to do football this year. And you mean to tell me you got McKay, you got McIntyre, even Choice can be a part of something. He could be a part of the Special Olympics. He could be in the sport. And Gorgeous, and even Amazing Life, they are all of age where they could participate in sports. And Wood should be, right, Mama Three, Wood should be on somebody's football field or basketball court with his sons. I just don't understand, why isn't Wood ever allowed to take the kids out on his own? You notice that? You guys ever peep that? Yeah, they should be at least in summer camp. She said she just made 90,000. 90,000. That wouldn't be but a drop in the bucket for her to put those kids in something. I have yet to see, even when Wood took Gorgeous to her daddy daughter dance, Peach took her and all the kids there. She had them sitting outside, and she went inside the school to take uh, Wood and Gorgeous. She did not leave Wood at the school and let him do the father daughter dance with his child. Like, why did you have to go to the school and be there? I could see you want to get a little content and then going back home, but he could have got the content. He has a camera, he has a phone, he could have got the content, right? He could have had did a video of Gorgeous. He could have had a selfie stick. I don't know, whatever. But she took all those kids with her to take him to that. That's weird. She do not let Wood She will not let Wood have those kids by himself. He can be at home by himself. Like he was able to take Choice to school. That's all he's able to do. He could take them to school and he could pick them up. But and he used to be able to take them to Busch Gardens sometimes. Something happened. Something happened because she stopped letting him take those kids out. Wood hasn't been able to go out with the kids on his own in forever. Like quite a while. Like since she's had those twins, Wood doesn't get to go out by himself with the kids. It's like she has to constantly monitor him. And I'm thinking, like while he's out with the kids, he's probably saw another woman or something. Let's really break it down. But wouldn't you, if you're Wood and Peach is your wife, and you're being treated like that at home? Like men don't cheat if they're happy or they're in love. He's not just cheating just to cheat. He's cheating because he wants to break free. He needs a reprieve. And I don't condone cheating at all. I don't condone any. If you want to cheat, you need to leave. But he feels like he can't escape. She has 9 children. And he said in an old message, if you look at her old content from the beginning of the year when she put him out for going to his own brother's funeral, like that, like if that's not any clear indication that Wood is being mistreated and abused, I don't know what is. He got put out for merely wanting to go to his father's and his brother's funeral. When she put him out after she had
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal, he got put out because he did not jump up and take the kids to camp. Remind you, while she was at the hospital having the baby, he was at home with all the kids. And then she say, well, all he do is sleep. She don't get to sleep. He's either scrubbing chairs, making mustard fried chicken, running her bath water, servicing her. Okay. So yeah, it's just like it gets to a point. It gets to a point where, his family should step in. If that was my brother, my nephew, I'm stepping in and I'm doing an intervention. I'm getting his father. His father is no longer, so rest in peace to Gregory Underwood Sr. And I know that his father probably, I won't even go there, but I'm sure his mother, because Peach has admitted his mother does not like her, and his mother has said to her, "You're the worst thing that ever happened to my son." So I know that his family is not happy about what's going on, but I just don't know why they don't do more to rescue Wood from that situation. I understand being married and being a team, and you got 9 kids. You guys both got those 9 kids, and people say, well, he had to get her pregnant, but again, Peach doesn't give Wood any say so. You think Wood made that decision to have children, 9 kids? Do you really think that Wood said he didn't want any kids? You think and finally he got snipped, or so they say, but do you really think Wood had any say so over how many children they have? Do you think Wood even has any say so over when they're intimate? You think he could make that decision if he want to be intimate or not, if he wants to use birth control or not? I don't think he has any decision, making ability. I think that if she says she wants to get down with the get down, he has to do it. And if he doesn't, he gets talked about on social media and he might get put out and he has nowhere else to go and he has no other money. Can you imagine that being a woman? Could you imagine that being a woman, a wife, right? You're the wife and your husband is constantly filming you cooking, cleaning, slaving over a stove, taking care of babies, scrubbing the floors, right? And he's showing this on the video. Look, I got a good wife. You guys are just single and mad that you don't have a wife that does this for you. that cooks and cleans and runs my bath water and rubs my feet. And anytime I want her to, she comes and puts it down in the bedroom. Could you imagine if that was a woman and then a man telling her uh, she can't go see her mom when her sister died? Her sister died, but no, she let a man do that same stuff, and a man tell his wife no, she can't go and be with her family as they grieve her sister or as they grieve her father's passing away. The world would be in an uproar if a man was treating his wife the way Wood Peach treats Wood. And you guys know that's the truth. Put Peach in Wood's position, switch it around. And like I said, if it's me and you're filming me doing all that stuff, let's sit down together, right? Let's sit down together and let's both go over our bills. Let's both go over our everything, our household obligations. Let's go over everything for the children, and let's see what all we need. And then once we put that money up, let's put some money to the side for our savings. Let's put money to the side for our grocery shopping. And you do shopping content, so let's have, like me, I do shopping content, so I need to have money set aside just for me to go shopping, just for me to show people what I bought, right? Because that's how I make money on social media, by shopping. So we need money for the budget just for our content, because our content makes us money. When we go out to restaurants, when we take the kids places, all of that is tax deductible, and it's how we make our money. So we need something in the budget for that. And you're fine, Mama Three. You're fine. I do it sometimes too. You're fine. um, Thank you for sticking with me, and thank you for engaging. I appreciate it. And I like to do little lives like this so people can just listen. And, if they find me saying something, they want to tap in and say something, that's cool too. Not a problem at all. Yeah, but that's all I really had to say. I just feel like his Woods family needs to do an intervention, and they need to step in. And guys, what's going on with my likes? They're going down instead of going up. Hit my like button for me, guys. And if you're here for the first time, also subscribe to this channel. Like, for real, like, show your girl some love. I got 5 likes and I've been on here for an hour. What the problem is? You guys ain't got love for MMG? You guys don't love MMG? What's going on? But yeah, I think they should do a little intervention, right? And I think that Wood's family should do an intervention, and they should all step up and say, "Hey, Wood, this is not cool the way you're being treated. And I know that's your wife, I know that's your children, and this is your business, but you're being taken advantage of and you're being mistreated." From my eyes, that's what it looks like. He may not feel like that. Others may be watching it saying, "Oh, that's a husband. That's what he's supposed to do." I don't see that. I see somebody being taken advantage of, and I see somebody being exploited for content. We've seen other families be canceled on social media for exploiting their children and exploiting their families. Like, it's very easy to see when it's being done, because it's not at all in a loving light. It doesn't promote positivity. It doesn't promote familyhood. Like, if this is what we have to look at as a husband and wife, it's a very poor example. It's not showing togetherness. And Wood can be a stay-at-home dad. Peach can be the breadwinner, right? But still, I've seen lots of couples, and I can't think of this family's name, but it's a younger couple. They have 7 children, And the children participate in the content all the time, and they do different challenges. It's really cute. And at one point, the wife was a stay-at-home mom, but the wife said, I'm tired of this. And she went back to work, and the dad became a stay-at-home dad. So they switched roles both times, but they did what worked for their family. And the wife, shows how the family works together, how the kids, have their chores, and how they all work together on that content. They've showed their $40,000 brand deal for just having to do a little bit of content. And I see a lot of families doing that. Like sometimes the husband will work. It's this one family, her name is Felicia, and her husband name is Rome. They have a child with Pfeiffer syndrome. And for a while, so Felicia goes into work and her husband stays home, but they both do the content. They both take care of their children. And I don't know if Rome works at home or not, but he's a stay-at-home dad, and he really does a lot to help. And the wife isn't putting him down. The wife isn't putting everything on him. They work together, and they had a nice home, and they just bought another home. I'm looking at all these families that are going from one nice home to building homes for the ground up. That's how a family works together. And if Peach allowed her husband to have a say so, then they would have more to show for their money. Because I know Wood, even though he likes to gamble, if he had more of a say so and he got to see how the money is being made and where the money is going, I feel like he wouldn't be so quick to go gamble it. You know what I mean? He would be more responsible if he was allowed to sit at the table as the head of the household, as the man, because that's what women are looking for. Right, that's why they're not happy together, and that's why they will not prosper. And that's not me wishing that on them, but until Peach allows her husband to step up and do his part, and when I say do his part, I mean be the head of the family. Until Wood is allowed to be the head of the family, until he's allowed to have a say so over the rearing of his children, until he's allowed to have a say so over how their family budget is allocated, until he has the ability to say, hey, he finally, according to her, did say, I don't want any more children, and he had a vasectomy. But until he's able to say, hey, I want to take my kids to go I'm going to take them out today. I'm going to go put them in football. He should be able to say that. I want the boys in this sport. I want Choice to go get this kind of therapy. We need some help around here. I can't do it all, and you can't do it all. You want to make the content, you're going to make the money. You need to have the time to sit down and come up with new ideas, because this is crazy doing this rage baiting every day. You need to be able to have fresh ideas, and you need to be able to have that time away from the kids. But when you have the time away from the kids, I need to be able to hold on. All right, guys. So I'm gonna wrap it up. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Leave your comments, and like I said, let sound off in the comments if you're watching this, The replay, it was a little gap um, in the live. I hope you guys made it to this point. But guys, have a great Sunday night. This wasn't at all to put Peach down or put Wood down or put their family down. This was just like an observation. And I hope they can get it together. And I hope that, I'm such a small creator. Peach will probably never see this, but hopefully another creator sees this, or hopefully another creator has the same uh, type of impression of their family, and they put out some content, and Peach sees that she needs to appreciate her husband and take care of him better, because God forbid Wood up and walked away or something else, right? She needs to appreciate what she has instead of gloating and saying, "Oh, other single moms are just jealous. Single moms wish." I mean, why attack your followers like that? Because it's mostly your subscribers that you're talking to. Why do that? All right, guys. Have a good night. Happy Sunday, and until next time, I'll probably be on here tomorrow. You guys have a great night.